Mesa para gua, ni pa ina mega kwa. Never see the vice. Sisters, something seriously is happening. Something very serious is happening. And our so-called political elites and leaders do not care. They're not doing anything about it. They feel very unconcerned about it. Our political elites do not care about it. Our people are left rudderless, tossed here and there by the tempests and the winds of the sea. Nobody cares. Every day we hear stories of thousands and thousands of Futajelong Kambari Fulanis being transported by every means of transportation down into our land, down into the John Nation, down into Igbo land, down into Shekiri land, down into Ogoni land, every day, in the most unthinkable factions, in their thousands. If you go to Biafra today, as I'm talking, all the fishing settlements and the farming villages are occupied and controlled by these fellows. We are job people, we are strong. Nothing is going to happen. A man is only strong when he's with his people, when he has enough number to overcome his enemy. We should not underestimate these people. They have our money with us. They have been receiving tons and tons of our money. They have brought Abacha stole and sharing it amongst themselves. A minister in a federation came to say that sharing the money in the north because there are no poor people in the south. And where are our governors? Where are our local ministers? Where are our women rights ministers? Where are our women rights lawyers? All of them, they close their mouth. But this is more sinister. This is more sinister. They are coming here. They are changing the demography. What are they coming for? You remember Osman Danfodio? How they came to Sokoto, to Gobiri, to Kano, to Katsina, to be there. And what happened? They replaced the Abe rulers. They replaced the original people and took over the realms of power. They are coming. History is going to repeat itself if we don't act now. They are coming. History is going to repeat itself If we don't act now, they are not pretending about it. They are coming with war, destruction, and death. They are coming to occupy our land. Why you cannot go to your community? In Obama, how many Obama people are at home? They are leaving their home and they are coming here. Obama is a village. You cannot come to Obama. Those of us who live in Obama, we are backward people. When the evil and the tribulation will come, it will not come for only Dr. Basari, it will come for all of us. I'm smarter than you. I know that I'm more prepared than you. And when it comes, I will also run faster than you. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. It's not grandstanding like Wiki. I caught 14 people grandstanding. This is beyond grandstanding. This is a time for strategy. This is a time for consultation. This is a time for meeting. Our very survival is at stake. We must stand up and defend ourselves, or we will all perish in the hands of these blood-tasty monsters who will give us the Sokoto treatment.
Let me tell you, that report has already been circulated about. It's been reported to be having, a verifiable, sources where references can make both on political, outcome. Recently, where we are seeing some navigations, within the Greeks. When you see such navigation taking place within the Greeks, and a certain name was being mentioned, like Niger Data Avengers, resurfacing and returning to their positions of attack. What that means is that all is not well, and if that statement is coming out to be true, it means that there is this synergy and unification that's already going on between the South and the Southeast currently. Now, I was saw recently that the former president and the former warlord, I use former, I don't see whether it's still the warlord currently now, Tombolo, met in a place in somewhere in Bayelsa, where certain issues were being discussed. And Jonathan was properly briefed about the legal trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and somebody is already in the background, a very prominent former senator of Nigeria, now the current president, Assunta Panta, making it very clearly to the president that there's need for the continuation of the protest, and the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case have taken another dimension where the IPOB leader himself have rejected a political solution. What rejecting political solution means, I am not going to leave this particular point without I cannot renounce Biafra struggle just to please an entity that's not led on a foundational unity. And that's what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is talking about. If true, he actually rejected political solution in that direction. And so this thing is generating public interest and sympathy both nationally and internationally. And I can see that there's a green light coming from the international organization and world leaders, that the struggle has taken another dimension. But this is I can remember many years ago, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was attacked. Where people are saying that, Niger Data Avengers has always have sympathy for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu right from the beginning, of his continuous chase for the struggle and sovereignty and freedom of his people. The Niger Data Avengers is one of the most deadliest a militant group in Niger Delta. If they have actually risen, it means that in less than 24 hours they can cripple the Nigeria oil production to up to 80%, because they can hit any target at any particular time. So if what you are hearing is true, that means in every 24 hours they hit 5 targets of oil well, Nigeria will definitely go down, completely, because it has become a challenge to the old Eastern Bloc. Yeah, yes, forget anything that has to do with the South and whatever Southeast. And we are talking about the old Eastern Bloc. They made it very clearly that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still and remain, part of them, part of us. Is our brother. He come from our region. Forget the political, specification and demarcation. We know who we are at the right time, and the South and the Southeast are going to come as one block. If you see a statement coming from down, and you can see some of these people now, beginning to understand that what is actually happening to the IPOB leader is not just an ordinary thing. This is a direct attack on the old Eastern region. And this resistance will take another dimension, and that's the warning. And already we can see a few days ago, Asare Dokubo also added his voice to the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They never believed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can command and control such a crowd we saw during the 20th protest in Abuja. Quite overwhelming. And he is currently facing trial without any form of discouragement. He has someone enough courage to face the reality on ground, and that's what it means to that extent, that we will not continue to pay homage to injustice and criminality, and that's what it means. So they are intervening like they always did a few years ago, where they targeted oil production facilities within the Niger Delta zone, and more or less we are also hearing that the angle of the axis of Ebema has also issued a statement. A militant group India has also issued a statement concerning immediate release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Well, whether it's going to pile up pressure or not, if we allow it to be currently now, it means that Nigeria are returning back to the days of militancy, and this time around it will lead to Southeast unification and total breakaway of Biafra as a nation, because the majority of resources that has kept Nigeria as one has always come from that axis, and that is why that they are always facing oppression and suppression. They do not want that a bloc, Eastern Bloc, to come together. They do not want it to rise to an extent of acknowledging political strength within the national government, and also positioning themselves in terms of negotiating with the powers both in the north and in the southwest. So, but this time around, the game might likely change if the government did not do the needful. That's another signal coming from the reported statement credited to Niger Delta Avengers, calling that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released immediately in few days, or Nigeria will face a total collapse of oil production in Niger Delta.
Okay, I know. They've come out to a lot of people are saying that this is a major threat, that they cannot, put into action what they are talking about. But do you think that if they actually go ahead to do what they are saying for Nnamdi Kanu, do you think that this will affect the economy of Nigeria? I know you've talked about, but I just want to expatiate a little bit on this. Do you think that if they actually, go ahead to, to do what they are saying, do you think that this might affect Nigeria economy?
This might be a different thing than what we used to see during the era of Tombolo them and all that, because these guys might have they have advanced, upgraded, more sophisticated, in terms of precision of attack, in terms of so and all Kogi and the rest of them, they are coming to that place. They are targeting those positions for invasion. So you cannot look at this present crop, after many years of learning the trend and all that they are going to be using some kind of analog weapons or whatever, a form of attack, whatever, to cripple the Nigeria oil production. They might have acquired more sophisticated AI related plan that Nigeria might not be able to handle. So if actually that report is very correct, You know, I say in less than 24 hours or thereabout, you know, Nigeria oil production would definitely drop if it is not a main threat. You know, if that report is very clear. But in a situation like this where it is becoming very clearly, you know, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial is generating reservations, is generating, you know, a kind of, you know, tension and within the political space, and it's being seen as a direct attack on the old Eastern Bloc. You know, and the public are interested in the matter, the international community, people are getting interested, and they are seeing this thing as pure victimization and an embarrassment to the old Eastern region. Of course, they can use whatever they have to defend themselves, or call for solidarity, or call for support, or get the world attention on the injustice that's being carried out against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Maybe on that point now, the Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration may now begin to look inwards, because by the time the crude oil, you know, is being production is being crippled totally, completely. Now, I think he will be forced to sit up and know that he still has what it takes to order for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. But the continuous impression you are giving already, you know, shows that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu might not actually get justice unless things are turning around the way he is, you know, picking anybody on ground now to appear as witness, which is a very dangerous political legal ambush that they never saw coming, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took upon himself, and that is what is going to happen. So Niger Delta Avengers or any military group, you know, and by the time they start hitting other targets now, you can see other militant groups, you know, from those blocks might decide to, you know, begin to gain interest and begin to show solidarity to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is actually going through for 5 years now without pronouncement of judgment, without being set free.
Okay, thank you very much.
The truth is finally out. Now that the Finnish government has declared the CDS of Nigeria, Musa, a terrorist now, what is the next phase of the lie? What lies can the government tell Nigerians? Now that Samonepa is no longer in the picture, because it has always been pictured that Samonepa is the cause of insurgency in Southeast, and now that insurgency has stopped in Southeast, and now that the Finnish government has vindicated Samonepa, that those sponsoring insecurity and terrorists in the country are those some persons in the military. Now, where would CDS Musa bury his shame? Because a group of people are saying we want to exit the country. Because the Igbos are saying they are tired of the contraption called One Nigeria. That is for Nigeria, it will not work, and then it has not been working. It has been a country full of lies, propaganda, and shame. That has always been how it is from. So I am not surprised that the Finnish government has now come out to say CDS Musa is a terrorist for all the atrocities he has been, for all the atrocities he has committed, in disguise of pretending to keep one Nigeria, and that one Nigeria has caused a whole lot of catastrophe in the country. Just some days ago, a notorious bandit that was declared wanted was seen in Katsina State with top government officials going for peace talk. Between Mazi Samonepa and that terrorist, who is more deadly? But here we are today. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention. Kanu is still in detention because of the Igbophobia, of the hate If Samonepa happens to be from the Fulani extraction, Samonepa would not be a terrorist. I can beat my chest because we've seen Fulani militias that have been given amnesty. We've seen Fulani militias that have been integrated into the society. Now that Finland are waiting to the ICC, Nigeria should immediately hand over CDS Musa for custody. Because the French government have done their own findings too. And they've seen that something is pushing under the ground. That this man has a connection with these Fulanis, has a connection with these bandits, has a connection with these terrorists. So if they are sincere, they should hand over CDS Musa to ICC for questioning. Because now that the French government has done their own conclusion, I've seen that CDS Musa himself is not innocent in this. Nigeria cannot pretend as if they are not aware that CDS Musa has been declared wanted by ICC and the Finnish government. No matter how they tend to die the matter, it is in the social media space. Everybody has seen it that CDS Musa has been declared wanted by ICC and the Finnish government. No matter how the Nigerian government want to die this matter, but they are very quick to declare Samonepa and IPOB a terrorist group. Now that the Finnish government and the ICC has declared CDS Musa a terrorist, why is the story not online? Why is the story not flying online? Because they themselves are also part of people championing insecurity and terrorism in the country. And that is why I say that anybody that speaks against the vision of the country, they will do everything possible to take that person off the hook. They will do everything possible